to ESPN's coverage of the WNBA playoffs presented by Google. Come to you this evening from Phoenix, Arizona, the Mercury in the playoffs yet again as we welcome back the New York Liberty, who have missed the playoffs the last 3 seasons, won only 2 games last year, and got into the playoffs on the final day of the regular season. The Nigel Laney, most improved player last year, leading the way offensively, and Brittany Griner putting up more MVP-type numbers for the Phoenix Mercury. And we are ready to go. Remember, folks, this is a one and done. Dallas already has been eliminated by Chicago. Pam Ward along with LaChina Robinson. And Rosgold Unmude will be joining us later. Now, unfortunately, no Diana Taurasi, still out with a hurt ankle. But Phoenix has a lot of firepower and great leadership as well. Yeah, in the absence of Diana Taurasi this season, Skylar Diggins-Smith and Brittany Griner have proven that they are more than capable of carrying the load for the Phoenix Mercury. And it all starts in the pick-and-roll situation in their chemistry. Here's Skylar Diggins-Smith, one of the best in the WNBA, getting into the paint and getting to the free throw line. Here in transition, Brittany Griner with the screen as well. This time, Skylar Diggins-Smith steps behind it to the 3, but when she goes to the big girl, 6'9" Griner is taking everything to the rack this season, looking stronger than ever. Now, New York will look to use that size against Phoenix. Here you see they run a 5-out spread offense. Everyone can shoot the 3. Griner will have to come out, and when she comes out of the paint, Phoenix has no rim protection. New York will look to slash, cut through the lane, get easy baskets. It is inside-out attack, but it starts with moving Brittany Griner's defense in and out of the lane. Yeah, because nobody can block shots like Brittany Griner. Led the league for the 8th year in a row. Take a look at the starting lineup. Sabrina Ionescu feeling more like a rookie, she says. Remember, she only played 3 games last year because of a hurt foot. And for Phoenix, Shea Petty has been a steadying influence with Diana Taurasi out of the lineup. But Brittany Griner, career high in rebounds this year. Only Tina Charles averaged more points per game. And we are underway. Skylar Diggins-Smith running the offense. These 2 teams played 3 times in the regular season. Phoenix won both of them. Here in Phoenix, Ionescu forces the turnover. We are at Grand Canyon University. The usual building is occupied tonight for Phoenix, and that's what we're going to see a lot from New York, setting a new WNBA record for making 321 threes. And Diana Taurasi, when she's in single elimination games, has only lost once, but out with the ankle. And Sandy Brondello, the head coach, said it was entirely up to Diana whether she would play. Absolutely knows her body, and Sandy Brondello trusts her to make the right decision. And Phoenix has had to play games without Diana Taurasi this season. They've won games without her. Diggins-Smith has it rim out. In fact, Taurasi missed exactly half of the regular season, 16 games, and now missing this game. They are hopeful she will be able to play Sunday if Phoenix can win. Ionescu with the first bucket. Really good hesitation there by Sabrina Ionescu. Looking to be aggressive, coming off of a big game to end the regular season, really starting to get into a stride on the offensive end. Yeah, they beat Washington in a game that would have put the Mystics in the playoffs. Sabrina had 24 points in that game, along with 9 assists. Turner blocked by Howard from behind. But a foul has been called. Sandy Brondello, in her 8th year in charge, also in charge of the player personnel and the head coach as well of the Australian national team. 8th straight time she's gotten them to the playoffs. And a quick word with Shea Petty. Howard called for the foul. And one thing that's important right now for Phoenix on offense, we saw it on that last possession. When New York comes with a double on Griner, the ball has to move. And Breonna Turner in particular is going to be a player that New York often leaves open. She has to be aggressive on offense. Turner is so important to them defensively, one of the best in the league. Whitcomb again from distance, 0 for 2. Griner, all 6'9" of her, able to tip it away. Rebounding will also be a big factor in this game because New York plays that spread offense. It's often hard for them to get to the glass for second chance opportunities. Kia Nurse, she's key for them. And she has really found her confidence from beyond the arc. Did not
Olympic break, she's found it.
Played for Canada during the Olympics. On the run. Petty waited for Ionescu to go by.
You see the ball pressure from Shea Petty at the top against Sabrina Ionescu. That is what she does just as well as anyone on this Phoenix Mercury roster. But Sabrina, in her playoff debut, looks ready.
I talked to Sabrina before the game. She said she gets nervous before every game, but didn't feel anything particularly unusual last night. Said she slept pretty well. Nurse cuts inside. And the fans here want a foul. Looked like Whitcomb might have gotten her across the face, and they do have her for the personal. Walt Hopkins in his second season in charge of New York. How about this? They won 2 games last year in the bubble, all of 2. Now they come in with 12 wins this year, the worst winning percentage for any team to make the playoffs. But what's important is they made the playoffs after a 2-win season.
Well, no one wanted that 8th and final spot in the playoffs, and it fell into New York's lap after Washington was unable to secure it, after LA was unable to secure it. New York said, hey, we'll take it.
That's right, they got that big win against Washington and needed both LA and the Mystics to lose on the final day of the regular season. They did just that, and here are the Liberty in the playoffs, which roll on with the doubleheader on Sunday. Second round games, also both single elimination. Lynx will host the lowest seeder winner from the first round at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. That'll be Seattle. And then the Lynx will follow on ESPN2. And we know the Sky will be playing.
Chicago Sky putting the defense on the Dallas Wings. Something that I know Coach Peck had talked about in studio, wanting to see them step up their defensive game, and they did that.
Skylar Diggins really coming into her own, top 10 in both points and assists in the league this year. Laney has a kick by Griner. And boy, Benijah Laney, what a pickup she has been for the New York Liberty. Had that renaissance in her career in Atlanta a couple of years ago. And it is she who is the leading scorer on this New York team.
What a meteoric rise for Benijah Laney. I mean, getting cut twice, really not even knowing that she would have a place in this league, and now is one of the best. All-star this season. Just a great story. And that's exactly what you will see New York do on the offensive end. They want to penetrate, but just to get the ball out of the paint to try to shoot threes. And
there's the double you talked about on Griner. Howard hit the deck trying to draw the charge. How did she score? Wow.
That has been the mentality of Brittney Griner this season. Not settling for the jump shot, using that 6'9" frame, getting to the rack.
Laney, we just talked about her, a little bit too strong, and now Nurse brings it up. Good pace for Phoenix early, and the roll works out for Kia Nurse. Phoenix out of the gates well. Howard's turn to shoot a 3, and that ends a 7-0 Phoenix run.
And she can do that. Now healthy, back in the lineup. Natasha Howard, 6'2". Probably the most versatile player for New York with the inside-outside attack and rebound, and is an outstanding defender.
They only played 14 games during the regular season because of the injury you referenced. Allen and Griner get tied up.
But can we acknowledge the work of Brittney Griner right now? She's getting so much attention from the New York defense, but she's willing to go the extra mile for the catch, making herself an option on the offensive end, and being aggressive to the rim.
Yeah, she told us at shoot-around today that she wanted to be locked in from the tip. She said she didn't want any sleepy moments at the beginning, and she has been the antithesis of that so far. She and Allen now will jump for it.
And as she should be. She's got a 7-inch advantage over anyone on the floor. Now giving Rebecca Allen some talk here.
Yeah, Allen moved in a little bit too quickly, and there was some contact with Griner, and then Brittney easily wins it and gets the assist on the Diggins-Smith three. Mercury with a couple of assists. Howard again. And they are going to have to knock 3 downs to have even a bit of a chance tonight.
But this is where they've got to be better. Transition defense. How many early baskets has Phoenix gotten early in the clock?
19-8. Diana Taurasi not on the floor, but Phoenix still up big.
ESPN's coverage of the WNBA playoffs is presented by Google, official WNBA changemaker and proud advocate of women in sports. And in part by Taco Bell. And AT&T 5G, fast, reliable, and secure.
New York Liberty have had quite a ride this season. Like the stock market, very up and down out of the gate. They were 5-1. Walt Hopkins was the WNBA's May Coach of the Year, but then some bumps in the road, up and down for the rest of the year. In fact, they had a streak where they lost 8 in a row and 11 of 12 before they beat Washington to stay alive and get into the playoffs. For more on how they did it, let's go to Roz Golden-Wood.
Yeah, Pam, the Liberty beat the Mystics in the final game of that regular season, but coming into it, they had lost 8 straight games. Sammy Whitcomb told me that she met up with Benijah Laney at a Thai restaurant in Brooklyn the night before that game, and they said, hey, playoffs or not, we're not going out like this. We're the team captains, we're the veterans, and they committed to having the leadership and effort in that game start with them. Coach Hopkins told me that without that meeting, that Washington win doesn't happen, and we're not in the playoffs, guys.
And Roz, that win over Washington was the best game that I had seen from New York all season. I mean, they played a complete game on both ends of the floor.
They were able to win that game in Washington, and then again needed both LA to lose on the last day along with the Mystics. Both of those things happened, and here they are. Shot clock dying. Nurse, extra pass. Griner just got it off. Boy, you can't even, it's so loud in here, you can barely hear the buzzer.
And right out of the timeout, Walt Hopkins has to be happy with his team. Benijah Laney gets a free throw line jump shot, gets them into the offense. Then they get their defense back and set. And that wasn't a clean pass from Griner out on the rotation, so Phoenix doesn't get the score.
Shea Petty doing Shea Petty things. Signed in the bubble last year when Bria Hartley got hurt to a 10-day contract, and now she's starting for him. Ionescu, very aggressive move to the hoop. Sophie Cunningham will check in at the next whistle for Phoenix. Active hands leads to the turnover, and then Skylar Diggins-Smith charged with the foul.
Yeah, Shea Petty brings a defensive presence for Phoenix that they often need to set the tone for this team. Just swipes it from Whitcomb, it gets out and gets an easy bucket, but you mentioned her really getting her footing last year in the bubble. Listen, if you were cleared to play and inside that bubble, a team was very likely to pick you up. That was just the nature of the player movement and the transactions last year, and it has paid off for Petty, but she has earned the respect for her team this season.
Yep. Sandy Brondello talks about how important she is. You see the numbers. More of a defender last year, has taken on more of an offensive role this season for someone who didn't make a roster in this league until she was 30 years old. Here's Laney catching fire.
And that's what she's capable of. Benijah Laney has not shot the three as well as she did last season, but she can get her own shot from anywhere on the floor, including posting up. We may see her do that on the offensive end as well.
Cunningham in the game. Griner calling for it, but it's tipped by Allen.
Yeah, New York has done a much better job with their rotation, scrambling in that defense to make sure that Griner is covered.
Ionescu, good luck, but a little wide right, because that's the key, right? Once Griner gets the ball, it's pretty much over. Try to keep it out of her hands when she's in the paint in particular. And Allen with her hands full, Griner with a decisive height advantage. Turner.
And that is part of New York's philosophy in this game. They said, we're going to make someone else beat us. Not Brittany Griner, not Skylar Diggins-Smith. And Breonna Turner's had to take a fair number of shots early in this one.
Yeah, Griner with just 2 points so far. New York, who was getting shoot up on the glass early, starting to work better. Howard with the putback. Cuts the lead to 5. It had been 11. Petty. Another miss and another New York rebound. They're looking to go. Whitcomb hanging out at the three-point line where she lives. And Sandy Brondello going to call a timeout. 9-0 Liberty run. To get to within 2. So Sammy Whitcomb, part of the barrage of threes that have propelled the New York Liberty into the playoffs and back into this game. Welcome back. Yes, that is Chris Paul of the Phoenix Suns, and he is in attendance, a big WNBA fan, and he's been agonizing over this New York run that's gotten him back into this game.
It's almost like he's playing. There's a turnover, something happens that doesn't go Phoenix's way. Chris Paul is all into it. Look, he's already hanging his head. It's too early for that, CP.
Yeah, New York scored on 5 of their 6 trips since their timeout. Chris Paul was at their practice facility just a couple of days ago, and he knew who Shea Petty was, and Petty was so excited she ran out and called her mom right away and couldn't believe that Chris Paul knew who she was.
Just recently inducted into the Wake Forest Hall of Fame. Big weekend for him and his family in Winston-Salem, but just a consummate leader and point guard on the floor.
And one of many NBA players who are big fans of this game. And a foul called. That's Randy Richardson, Amy Bonner, and Eric Bruton, our officials this evening.
So you see it change by Phoenix on the offensive end. They're going to go big here with Kia Vaughn and bring Brittany Griner out of the paint and try to use that size in more of a high-low situation on offense.
Dede Richards, rookie out of Baylor, number 2 in that beautiful seafoam green jersey, committing the foul. Sophie Cunningham.
And I was interested to see if Sandy Brondello would make some substitutions to get some better three-point shooting around Brittany Griner. That's where you really miss Diana Taurasi.
Whistle before the shot. Out on the perimeter, they're going to get Hartley for a foul for Phoenix. Bria Hartley working her way back in. Sandy Brondello said she'll probably only play about 20 minutes tonight. Wow, they're working very well now. Benijah Laney showing her full arsenal. Griner pulled way out. Hartley with the miss, nobody home but Laney. Brittany Griner, by the way, only has 2 points in this game. Shot clock is off for New York. Laney creating and then finishing with her offhand. Diggins-Smith has to push it. What a finish for the New York Liberty, a 13-3 run after they were down by 11.
The young Liberty showing signs of life. Sabrina Ionescu off of the bounce, not afraid to be aggressive. Skylar Diggins-Smith in transition. Diana Taurasi happy about it.
Welcome back to ESPN's coverage of the WNBA playoffs presented by Google. I'm Roz Gold-Onwude here with Sabrina Ionescu. Sabrina, their guards defensively are all up in you. When they defensively are like that, what are you trying to read?
I just got to make sure I set up my screens, come off the pick and roll strong, take care of the ball, and just see what their weak side's doing on defense.
Defensively, what's key for your team to make that double team on Brittany Griner work?
We just got to talk and communicate. You know, if 2 are going to the ball, we're at a mismatch and disadvantage, so we have to make sure that we're talking and communicating on the weak side.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, New York really coming on in the paint, scoring outscoring them 10-2 since they were down early in the paint. How about talk about the defense on Brittany Griner for the last 6 minutes of the first quarter? She didn't even take a shot.
Well, that's New York's game plan. Get the ball out of Brittany Griner's hands and then scramble, as we heard Sabrina Ionescu talking about. And I'm impressed with Liberty's ability to scramble in all this noise. I mean, it is so loud. And one of the keys for Walt Hopkins was we have to communicate. I don't know if they can hear each other or not, but the defense is working.
Yeah, that was the #1 thing for him. He had talked about them being on the same page. Again, they scuffled towards the end of the season. And again, we are on the campus of Grand Canyon University. Smaller gym than what they're used to playing in, but you're right, boy, it is super loud. That offensive foul was called on Griner. That's Michaela Onyenwere who draws the foul. Kia Vaughn got her. Onyenwere right now probably the front runner for Rookie of the Year.
She's had an outstanding season. And Walt Hopkins said, I knew when I spoke to her leading into the WNBA draft that she would be the energy we need. She had the versatility we need on this roster. She's been very impressive, but she came into the WNBA with a pro body.
Out of UCLA. Oh, Griner with the block. Maybe that'll energize him. And Phoenix led by as many as 11 in the first quarter.
We appreciate the effort, Sammy Wickham, but Brittany Griner said, no way. Hesitation and everything. You can do what you want, but Griner's going to come and fight.
Yeah, maybe Sammy got to go back out to that three-point line. Richards! Thanks, Wickham, for the pass. And look what we have here with New York catapulting back on top. Single elimination. Griner just being covered by 3 players again, but at least this time she was fouled.
And how about Dee Richards? I mean, New York is going to drive and get a piece of the paint and kick out. Richards was not a three-point shooter coming into this season, but she has worked on her three-point shot with the understanding that that is the identity of this team. She brings that tough defense every night. She's gritty. But the three-point shot, that's been player development.
In fact, that is only the 11th three that Dee has made all year. You know how many she took at Baylor in 4 years?
1.
Exactly. 1.
Coach Mulkey said, that's not your shot.
Yeah. And I bet when she took that one, Coach Mulkey maybe reiterated that was not her
she
shot.
came over and had to see it. That's what there was no more talk.
What a game. Tied up at 26 apiece. Ionescu working on Diggins-Smith. Sweet pass, boy. Dee Richards making an impact.
Incredible work by Sabrina Ionescu to get to the elbow, almost in a post-up position, gets that pass on the cut.
Richards with 5 points off the bench already, doubling her season average per game.
Boy, Brittany Griner's really fighting for position on the inside.
Cunningham streaks in to try to keep it alive.
Sabrina Ionescu wasn't able to work her way all the way to the cup, but she gets to the mid-post area, and that's the vision that you know of Sabrina Ionescu. She will find you if you start to move. It's exactly what Dee Richards does. When Bria Hartley turns her back, Richards gets to the cup.
And Ionescu getting a break. Very special player. Did have a triple-double early in the year against Minnesota. Only the 10th in the history of this league. Gray with the offensive rebound. Petty hits the deck and gets called for the foul. WNBA playoffs are starting. You can get in on the excitement by entering the WNBA Playoff Free Plays contest. Set your lineup every night for a chance to win WNBAstore.com gift cards. Play free starting September 23rd. WNBA.com/1day. Gray, very wise, because Griner was right there. Laney hits it.
How about Benijah Laney in this game? Got warm in the first part of the first quarter, but at 6 foot, I mean, she just has great shot mechanics. I don't know why they weren't letting her shoot early in her career in the WNBA, but she is making everyone in this league pay for it.
Petty just back into the game, missed everything. And Benijah Laney was cut by not one, but two teams in the WNBA, both the Sky and the Fever Cutter.
Well, and something that New York is doing offensively is they are forcing Kia Vaughn to have to come out and guard quicker forwards. And right there, she had to get out on Laney, and that's just the matchup issue there, where Laney is quicker at getting to her shot and can get it up. 9
seconds to shoot for Phoenix. Diggins-Smith, good closeout by Richards. Petty has to shoot it. Wow, this Liberty defense has turned it up several notches. Phoenix started hitting 8 of their first 10 shots. They've gone ice cold since to fall behind. Pam Ward, LaChina Robinson, and Ross Golden-Woode joining you now from, this is the quietest we've heard this building since we came here. Remember, folks, this is a single elimination game. So will the second round games on Sunday. Laney follows her own miss. Biggest lead for New York.
Again, because New York can spread the floor, often brings their defense, meaning Phoenix's defense, out of position to rebound.
Griner has had few looks. That's only her second shot.
And she had to step off of the lane for that shot. There is so much crowding for her in the paint. She's going to look to step out a little bit to avoid some of that physicality.
Laney with the screen by Howard, and that's a little bit too aggressive on the screen. They have Natasha for the foul, running into Nurse.
Little handoff action there by Natasha Howard, and then on that screen, she absolutely chucks Kia Nurse out of position.
Natasha Howard is known for being a very good screener, but definitely that was the correct call. Petty, good look. Just a little bit too strong. Griner gives him a second chance, immediately doubled. Skyler. And now a foul on Richards.
And Phoenix has just been unable to make New York pay for the coverage on Griner. I mean, ideally, you want that kick out for an open look at the three. It's not going.
It is not. They are just 3 of 12 from distance is Phoenix. Dede Richards goes out, scoring 5 points off the bench, but picking up 2 fouls.
And Phoenix also has to look to attack the closeout. You don't have to shoot a 3 in this situation unless you're Kia Nurse right there from the corner.
Boy, you're right. Kia Nurse is someone who went through a cold spell. Chris Paul happier now, and she said, when I get my feet set, that sucker's going in. And she thinks a lot of it has to do with her feet. That's why her shot is returned. Griner again. Son Jasmine Jones comes over to help out. Nice pass, Griner to Turner. Phoenix bounces on top, 7-0 Mercury run to regain the lead. Whitcomb again. Gives it up with Griner looming, but then Howard took a step, so that shot doesn't count.
Brittany Griner has impacted the last couple of shots by Natasha Howard, but when she catches it in the post, you can't just stand there. You got to move. Give her a passing angle. That's what Brianna Turner did there.
ESPN's coverage of the WNBA playoffs is presented by Google, official WNBA changemaker and proud advocate of women in sports. And in part by AT&T 5G, fast, reliable, and secure.
Welcome back. Time for tonight's Did You Know, presented by Google. For today's search, we want to know what team in the WNBA has the most finals appearances without winning a title. There might be a sort of an obvious hint. What a game this is. New York taking on Phoenix in this single elimination game. 5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Brittany Griner only has taken 2 shots, hit them both. Diana Taurasi out again with the hurt ankle. Nurse, long distance 3, just a little bit too strong. Roz Golden-Woode was listening in to the last Mercury huddle.
Coach Rondello told her team, we want to get Brittney Griner touches because she can pass out for open shots, but don't force it if she has 3 players on her. She wants the ball to move, but they can also get those shots by penetrating more and kicking out. Guys?
Yeah, Roz, I mean, that's an excellent point. And something we were looking at early in the game is the driving lanes are there. You don't just have to take a 3. You can also drive, because then the New York defense is on a closeout, and you can get an opportunity at the rim or a short pull-up.
Defense has been outstanding on Griner. 2 or 3 players on her all the time. Turner with contact. It's an offensive foul. So our Did You Know, presented by Google. Which team has gone to the finals the most without winning a title? Oh, here you go. New York and Atlanta 0 for 4. You see Connecticut 0 for 3, but Connecticut, the #1 seed this year. Could this be the year for the Sun?
Connecticut Sun fans have to be excited about the opportunity to get rid of that 0, because Kurt Miller has an outstanding team, stout on the defensive end, and probably the MVP in John Paul Jones.
Wow, Rebecca Allen making it look easy from the 3-point line. Both New York, both Connecticut and Las Vegas, the top 2 seeds with double byes. They don't play until the semis start on Tuesday.
And something else to notice about the way New York is defending, because they're switching everything, there's always a longer defender on Skylar Diggins-Smith. She's 5'9", and they're using players like Natasha Howard and Laney to cover up Skylar Diggins-Smith angles to the bucket, but also her passes.
Howard at 6'2", with the long arms.
Beck Allen may have the longest arms on the floor.
Yeah, she's in the running for defense. All defensive team. That one just rolled out. Griner with the putback.
And that's an area that Griner may have to look to be more effective, is on the rebound. She's not going to get it in primary offense. She's going to have to find other ways to get possessions.
Laney. Boy, that...
Brianna Turner's doing all the right things and looking to be aggressive, but right here, Brittney Griner may have gotten away with a little over the back, but goes and gets the basketball. I mean, the amount of attention and physicality, again, I can't say it enough. If she's getting in this game, she's going to have to continue to move and make herself a factor in other ways and other spots on the floor.
Yeah, Betnijah Laney, such a key component for the Liberty. Here's Roz.
She graced the cover of W-Slam magazine this month, and she told me she has felt slept on, but she's happy her story is being told. She said, the past few years, I found myself and grown into that confidence, and now I have it. I don't want to lose it, and she wants people to know she's a fighter. Guys?
Yeah, she certainly is. Had a great career at Rutgers, was a big-time leader, and she said that she let all the negativity kind of fuel her. Whenever anybody said she can't do something, particularly offensive, she said she worked on it, got better. No foul call there. Wow, physical game. Whitcomb did not allow Nurse to get the 3 off. There's the double on Griner.
And I like the decision by Brittney Griner to split that double. She just came up short at the rim.
Yeah, boy, Brittney Griner, just 4 shots, but does have 6 rebounds and make that 7 rebounds now and 4 assists, helping in other ways.
And Turner, again, trying to attack, but she's got to be smart. I think Phoenix needs to get some ball reversal and then look to attack the rim. Move it around some.
Coming up on 2 minutes to go. Nurse had a block by Allen, but Turner was right there. Turner had a double-double in one of the games that Phoenix played against New York this season. Allen, just a little bit of room.
And when you have your bigs like Brianna Turner that have to come out and guard the 3-point line, that is your concern. Because she's playing against a savvy guard forward in Allen that knows how to get that shot off.
So the Liberty back on top. Petty left open. Laney tips it to Ionescu. Petty 0 for 6 from three-point range. Ionescu guarded by Petty. Nice pass to Howard.
Beautiful pocket pass, and she now has someone to deliver that to. That's one reason why Sabrina has gotten better this year. She loves the pick and roll game, and now she has Howard to get that too.
Ionescu third in the league in assists, and Betnijah Laney getting it done.
Betnijah Laney bringing that New York state of mind to the desert.
Coming up in the WNBA halftime report presented by State Farm, the Wings can't take flight in the sky, Coach? Get it? Okay, we're going to review game one, but we will definitely be talking about our current matchup. And so far, Coach, if I told you that the Liberty would have a lead with 1 minute to go till halftime, would you have believed me?
Well, when you say Betnijah Laney has 13 and the Liberty have already made 6 threes, maybe.
Okay, well, we'll see how they finish the rest of the first half. Let's get you back out to Pam, LaChina, and Roz.
All right, Monica and Carolyn, looking forward to it, and looking forward to our WNBA playoffs on Sunday at 3 Eastern. Seattle will be hosting somebody, and Minnesota will be hosting somebody on ABC and ESPN2, respectively. Also single elimination games, setting up the semifinals on Tuesday. Best of 5 series, just like the finals. But boy, what a game we have here. Surprising so far, with New York the worst winning percentage for any team to ever make the playoffs, and here they are leading Phoenix. Carolyn and Monica talked about that three-point shooting. They have 6 already. They average 10 per game, which is best in the league during the regular season. All right, can Phoenix score to finish the half? Petty, tough shot, and after an 11-point lead for Phoenix, New York has come storming back to take a 4-point lead. Phoenix missed 16 of their 21 shots in that second quarter. Griner finding everything difficult.
Hey, good job, okay? I love the tempo here. Okay, love the tempo. They can't guard us in a transition phase if we can rebound the ball. Okay, good gang rebound here. A few open threes here. Make sure we're still matching transition. Doesn't matter who you got. Okay, so keep communicating, keep contesting all shots. But get stops, run. Our best offense is running. Okay?
We welcome you back to ESPN's coverage of the WNBA playoffs presented by Google. Second half about to get underway in Phoenix. They led by 11. But boy, now down at the half. Pam Ward along with LaChina Robinson, Roz Golden Rude with us as well. No Diana Taurasi, so Phoenix is looking for big-time answers now on offense.
Yeah, they had to run a bulk of their offense in the first half through Brittany Griner, as they should, because she's 6'9", she has a height advantage. But it worked for New York. Early on, Brittany Griner was being aggressive, very patient. Versus a double right here. She looks to get to the rim, taking everybody with her. But as the game progresses, other players start to move. Brianna Turner, great pass and facilitation by Griner. But that's part of New York's plan. They want to make everyone else beat them besides Brittany Griner, besides Skylar Diggins-Smith. And Phoenix just has not had the patience to get the three-point shots for the players that need to be taking them. When you look at the combined shot attempts by Brianna Turner and also Shea Petty, I mean, they have taken almost as many shots as Griner and Diggins-Smith, and that's part of New York's plan.
And Diggins-Smith and Petty are combined 1 of 12 from three-point range. Petty only took 27 during the regular season, has taken 6 in this game alone. Single elimination game in the first round. Betnijah Laney leading her team in scoring in the first half, and Natasha Howard couldn't get the follow. New York getting in, just 12 wins on the season, 10 more than last year. A lot of contact, nothing called.
And that's where you see the size of New York bothering Skylar Diggins-Smith. We mentioned that in the first half. They've got a lot of length they can put on her. When they crowd her, she's been unable to get passes out.
Ionescu unable to score over Turner. Nurse picking up her dribble.
No movement for Phoenix.
Yeah, boy, in the shot clock. Oh, there we go, Rebecca Allen. No guard has more blocks in the league than Allen this year. Laney. People here wanted to travel. Now Petty on the run. Rebecca Allen has 3 blocks today.
And this was Phoenix's best offense early in the game, was their transition. When they get down and set up before New York can get their defense set, they were effective. But they've got to get stopped, they got to rebound in order to get out and run.
Nurse, she has been good from 3. That one, however, is off the mark. Escu bounce pass to Howard, can't get the finger roll to go. Sandy Brondello telling her team to push it. Diggins does just that.
That's what they've got to do. That's where they have success, using that smaller but quicker backcourt of Shea Petty and Skylar Diggins-Smith to get out and run.
Sky now with 9 points to get Phoenix to within 2. And then a foul as Laney hits the deck. Roz Goldamude had a chance to talk to Sandy Brondello at the half. Roz?
I asked Coach Brondello, what did she make of how the team was reading the double team on Griner? And she said, not very good at all. We're forcing it in, fake the pass, move it. She said, but ultimately, we got to get stops and push the ball. It's much easier if we aren't facing a set defense every time.
Exactly what we just talked about, Roz, and that is really the only answer. But when you let Benijah Laney step into a 3 like that, you're not going to have any transition offense.
Nurse freed up. She's missed a couple in a row, and Howard just kind of snuck around to take the rebound away from Brittany Griner.
Love the battle between Benijah Laney and Shea Petty. Petty giving up some inches to Laney, especially when she goes into the post. But that time, Petty gets the best of it with the poke out.
And foul underneath on Rebecca Allen.
Your hope, if you're Sandy Brondello, is that Brittany Griner is not exhausted by the fourth quarter of this game.
Playing not only a lot of minutes, but she has had to work for every inch of real estate on the floor. Another turnover, this time forced by Howard.
And that's what Rod talked about from Sandy Brondello. Don't force it. Ball reversal.
Escu loves that bounce pass.
Such a beautiful pocket passer. And an excellent target. We don't often talk enough about the screener and the pick and roll. And Natasha Howard is so good at finding the ball.
Howard coming back from an injury herself this season. Missed 15 games. Nurse. It's an offensive foul on Laney.
I mean, there couldn't have been more perfect timing on that by Ionescu. Threading the needle. She had both defenders at bay and just found the opening. And no one home for Phoenix on the backside in the middle of the floor.
Sophie Cunningham just into the game. Jacks up at 3. Sophie has taken 2 shots, both of them threes, and both of them found the bottom of the net.
Well, she's shooting a career high from three-point land, so it's going to be hard in this instance when Phoenix is getting some looks at 3 for Sandy Brondello to keep her off the floor.
The player's on review for a possible off-ball foul to see if the player releases the shot.
So Eric Bruton, Amy Bonner, Randy Richardson going to review a play.
The foul I thought I saw from that angle was a hold on Rebecca Allen. Right there, it looked like there was some bumping on the backside.
Cunningham hitting that three, hoping that that indeed still counts. Now looking to see if the ball was released from Sophie Cunningham's hand before or after the foul, which has indeed been called on Rebecca Allen.
I mean, there are any number of fouls they could have called on Rebecca Allen on that possession.
Yeah, it's like, which one? Rebecca Allen, who played for Sandy Brondello, who was the head coach of the Australian national team in the Tokyo Olympics. The officials still trying to get a good look at it.
I mean, it looked like the foul occurred before the shot was even getting ready to go up. I mean, it looked like it happened very early in the possession. I'm trying to see where the foul was signaled on the backside by Eric Bruton.
Yeah, and when he called the foul.
Yeah, I don't see his signal. I don't see it. If that was Bruton's call,
yep.
I don't see a signal for it before the ball's released.
And Bruton, you might see him down there on the baseline to the right of the basket. And Eric now has the headphones on and is communicating. Trying to see if they could find it on the replay. Also want to make sure that the game clock is correct. Rebecca Allen is the only holdover from the New York Liberty team that made the playoffs in 2017. Maybe this will be the definitive look. Officials want to make sure that the game clock is exactly where it should be in a single elimination game. Winner advances to play on Sunday. Well, they're going to put the game clock back to 5:49. They'll put another second back on the clock.
At review, the foul occurs prior to the upward shooting motion. The ball gets tied out. And with 5:49-14.
I mean, it was obvious that the foul call occurred earlier, but it didn't look like they put a whistle on it until late.
Yeah, the question was, when was the foul called? That is 3 points. You wipe off the board for Phoenix. They can use every point right now. They've missed 26 of their last 34 shots. Led by 11, now down by 6. That was Allen's third personal foul.
After official video review, it has been determined that there was an off-ball foul. Charges
Well, the fans reacting to the announcement that Cunningham 3 never was. Here's the replay. She got it and she was fouled.
You don't want to count it? Well, I'll get it again. Sophie Cunningham. And not only does she hit it, she's going to make you pay and give her 4 points getting to the free throw line.
Well, Mercury fans will tell you that was some karma working. After her 3 was taken away, she gets 3 in the bonus. Laney fouled her. 2 personals on Benaja. And then Cunningham streaks in to get the rebound. Here she comes. Griner with Whitcomb, who's a lot shorter.
Excellent decision by Sandy Brondello, making a personnel change, going with the hot hand from 3 and Sophie Cunningham.
Yeah, one of the few mismatches and good looks for Griner this evening. Ties the game up. Nurse wanting the travel call. Instead is called for a foul. We are all tied up. This one and done in Phoenix.
ESPN's coverage of the WNBA playoffs is presented by Google, official WNBA changemaker and proud advocate of women in sports. And in part by AT&T 5G, fast, reliable, and secure.
Welcome back to WNBA playoffs here in Phoenix. We'll roll on Sunday elsewhere with another doubleheader. Second round games also single elimination. Starts at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific on ABC. Then the other first round winner on ESPN2 and the app. Minnesota and Seattle will be hosting those games with the semifinals in the conferences getting underway on Tuesday. And while we were away, another point has been added to New York. They reviewed a 2 that was credited to Benaja Laney. Turns out it was a 3-point shot, so we're no longer tied. And New York is up by 1. Cunningham again. There she goes, and then she screams in the face of Sammy Whitcomb and has been called for a technical foul. Wow. So a little bit too much enthusiasm from Sophie.
Sophie Cunningham wants all the smoke. That is something we have known about her since her career at Missouri. But the floor spacing has changed with her out on the court because she is knocking down 3s, something that no one else has been able to do consistently tonight.
But the technical foul called on Cunningham for this.
That's Sophie.
Rebecca Allen says something back to her, but yeah, people remember her from her days at the University of Missouri, very fiery. 9-0 run since that review that took away Cunningham's first 3, but then Ionescu hit the technical foul shot. Heating up this single elimination game. Allen, can she counter? Yes!
Rebecca Allen has had the bullseye from long range tonight. 3 for 5.
Sophie Cunningham with the new career playoff high. Building on it.
Center screen. Just center screen.
She has made all 4 of her 3s. Laney with the miss and then fouled Nurse trying to get her rebound.
Phoenix needed some energy, and they have gotten it from Sophie Cunningham. She sets a little bump screen there, but then the double screen for her from the 3-point line. Much needed offense for the Mercury.
Well beyond the 3-point line on that last one we showed you. Cunningham has scored 10 of Phoenix's last 12 points, 3 threes and a free throw, and now Griner off glass.
If New York starts to get hesitant in their defensive scheme, Phoenix is going to make them pay. If you're going to go on Griner, you're going to go hard.
Laney working on Diggin Smith, uses that offhand well.
I mean, in the number of sets that New York has run to get Laney into the post with a height advantage, it's really impressive. She's effective there.
Here's the 3-ball for Phoenix. Skyler. That's the first 3 she has taken in this quarter. Now Kia Nurse has been called for a foul. Officials maybe trying to tighten things up a little bit. Players getting more emotional. Ionescu cut off by Griner. Shot clock at 6 for Laney. Puts it up over Cunningham. Rebound Brittany. Diggin Smith, 2 in a row. Nope. Kept alive by Turner momentarily, but Allen comes away with it. Laney guarded by Cunningham, clear out. Good screen by Howard, but Ionescu couldn't hit it. Howard can. Oh my.
Such a smooth stroke from Natasha Howard, and you see a heavy diet of that pick and roll action between Ionescu and Natasha Howard. And on the backside of that, Phoenix has done a nice job of challenging Howard, but that time she got the best of BG.
And Howard with 3 WNBA championships on her resume, and that's a blocking foul. Howard trying to close off Cunningham on the baseline.
And Phoenix has found some room on the baseline off of the drive, and they've been able to kick it out for 3-point looks. And that time, Sophie Cunningham using the defensive attention she's getting to try to open up a shot.
Shonda Gray getting ready to check in as Cunningham goes to the free throw line.
Cunningham this season 8th in the WNBA from 3-point land, shooting a career high 41%. I'm very confident in that stroke.
I think you might have been able to stop it very confident. That's
feisty.
Yeah, very feisty.
And at 6'1", she has a little bit more vision on the release than a Shea Petty or a Skylar Diggin Smith.
Gives him that length, as you mentioned. Sophie has 12 points in this quarter. 3 threes and 3 free throws. Allen. Tough fadeaway that rimmed out. Griner working against Gray, who just came into the game, draws the foul.
They're giving her an angle. In the first half, they were really closing up any angles from Brittany Griner when they brought an extra defender. But that time, they just gave her baseline.
Griner took it, now heading to the free throw line for her 3rd and 4th shots, respectively. Diana Taurasi on the bench, sitting out again with the hurt ankle. They are hopeful, should Phoenix survive, that she will be able to play on Sunday.
I mean, can you just imagine how she's licking her chops? If she was getting those passes out from Brittany Griner on the extra pass from the 3-point line,
wow,
they'd be up 20.
Phoenix fueled by Sophie Cunningham mostly in this quarter, storming back to take the lead. And another foul. Shonda Gray picks up the foul.
And so Phoenix going with the lineup where everyone, with the exception of Griner and Turner, is a 3-point threat. You look at the wings right now, they've got Sophie Cunningham and Kia Nurse on the baseline, really spreading the offense open.
They have 6 threes between them tonight, 4 for Sophie. Ball tipped.
Yeah, Skylar just lost control of that one.
Phoenix with a foul to give. Laney.
Wow. She just plays with a chip on her shoulder, Pam. She plays like she is the best player on the floor every possession.
You see the great communication, too, out on the floor. Cunningham blew by Ionescu. That's the first shot she's missed. Now the shot clock's off for the Liberty, who can at least tie this game as we head to the last 10 minutes. Laney missed the three. Skylar unable to do anything with it. Phoenix outscored New York by 9 after that first three was taken away from Cunningham. But here comes Sophie.
Better offense, better floor spacing. Brittany Griner on the interior with a little bit more room to work because of this. Sophie.
To Phoenix, I'm Roz Golden-Woode. I'm here with Sophie Cunningham. Sophie, you changed the game. What helps you create rhythm so fast when coming off the bench?
Honestly, that's just my role. I'm the energy player. I like to get people hype. I'm my teammates' biggest fans, and so I just go out there, they gave me the ball, and I'm able to knock it down right now.
Heading into the fourth quarter, what's it going to take for your team to make sure that your season does not end today?
Yeah, just defense, getting those rebounds and pushing the ball. Get BG the ball and knock down our shots from the outside.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And it was Sophie knocking down shots from the outside that seriously changed the whole complexion of this game.
Incredible energy. I mean, just the confidence that Phoenix has not shown in this game up until she started going nuts.
9 lead changes, and yes, Sophie Cunningham is leading them in scoring. Opening things up for Griner a little bit after she had a tough go of it for most of the game. Shot clock dying. Petty with the desperation three.
And those are the possessions that I just wish Phoenix would put the ball on the deck and look to drive. They've got the quickness factor, both Diggins-Smith and Petty.
Laney driving from Griner, who was able to block her reverse layup attempt. Single elimination game. Winner moves on to play Sunday. The loser will have their season come to a close. Chicago has already gotten through with a rather convincing win against Dallas. Big game for Candace Parker. Cunningham feeling it, but left it short.
This is a tough defensive unit on the floor for New York with Dee Richards. Rashonda Gray is a bruiser. Laney is a respected defender in this league. Then Onyenwere, very physical.
Boy, but they just lost Laney for a second. A little wide left, got her own rebound, second chance. Gray posting up Diggins-Smith, who just grabbed her. And Gray made the shot anyway.
Great recognition there by New York.
Yeah.
To see Skylar Diggins-Smith undersized in the post with Rashonda Gray on her back. And again, because the floor is spread, it was too late, really, for any of Phoenix defenders to get in there to help. Late recognition.
Yeah, that's the fourth foul, though, on Skylar. And it results in a three-point play for Gray, who got into foul trouble early when she came on to the floor. And New York catapults back in front, our 10th lead change. Diggins-Smith against Onyenwere. Laney brought the double, that left Petty open. Oh boy, Shea Petty just cannot buy a three right now.
But that's the three that Phoenix has got to be a little bit more disciplined and not take in that moment. Yes, the shot clock is rolling, but you've got to get your offense moving before then.
Laney just picked up a foul after that, and Shea Petty has missed all 8 of her three-point shots. Turner at the line. Upcoming WNBA playoff schedule continues on Sunday. We have an ABC ESPN2 doubleheader. It's noon local time in Seattle. Follow that for Minnesota on ESPN2. The question is still up in the air as to who each team will play. New York wins. They're going to go to Minnesota. Diggins-Smith working against Ionescu. Good defense, but a foul called, much to Walt Hopkins' chagrin, who thought that was a good play. Sabrina agrees.
And this will be Skylar Diggins-Smith's first free throw of this game. She is #1 in the WNBA in getting to the free throw line. I definitely think that was a foul by Sabrina. She was not vertical. And anytime you bring those arms down on an active shooter, you put yourself in position to get that call.
Principle of verticality violated. Skylar Diggins-Smith, as you mentioned, gets to the line more than anybody else, over 6 times per game on average, but just her first trip to the line. Let's go over to Roz Golden-Woode.
Yeah, well, Sky's getting to the free throw line. She really worked in the offseason on her body by doing Pilates. It was important for her after her pregnancy to strengthen her core, her gravity, and her balance.
And Sabrina returning the favor on the other end. Just a beautiful, a clinic, honestly, with Sabrina right now and her passing.
You sometimes forget that Skylar's a mom, had to come back from that. There's a 3, but we saw Turner hit the deck. So another foul called away from the ball. So Sabrina Ionescu not called for the foul, pardon me, the foul was on Richards, Dee Richards, so count the basket and then Turner adds some free throws. Sabrina, quick shot, oh, and another foul, Skylar Diggins-Smith. Very upset.
But very smart by Walt Hopkins, because he's run the last few plays right into Skylar Diggins-Smith playing defense in the post. Catching her in a vulnerable position. That's an excellent call.
And that's 5 on Skylar. Laney, after a quick break, comes in for Richards, the rookie.
One thing that Walt Hopkins talked to us about was that his team had to meet the physical challenge of this game. They have been more assertive. They have responded to Phoenix's physicality when they needed to. And it's been a game changer.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been physical the whole way. They fell behind by 11 early and came storming back. Now down by 2. Cunningham guarded by Laney, now in a little bit of trouble, but there's Nurse. Whitcomb. Yeah, that was smart, because Whitcomb knew she was in trouble, asking for help. Griner able to put it in.
A nice pass by Brianna Turner. She's not going to get defensive attention from the top of the key because she doesn't shoot that shot, but she does then have the vision to make that pass to Griner.
A really good player, Brianna Turner. Offensive numbers don't do her justice. Gray with the 3. Her 3rd of the season.
I mean, this should tell you the kind of physicality in this game right now. The number of foul calls that have been made even after the ball goes in the air. That was that beautiful pass high-low from Turner to Griner, but another off-the-ball foul call.
So count that bucket by Gray, who has 8 of New York's 10 points in this quarter. Gray only averaging 6 points per game, which is a career high. Laney at the line after Kia Nurse fouled her. And we're tied yet again.
Where does Phoenix go offensively with Skylar Diggins-Smith not on the floor? They were playing through their post on the last possession.
Turner quickly kicked it out to Cunningham. Wow, Shea Petty came in from nowhere, but could not come away with the rebound. As we approach 6 minutes to go in this game, or at least in this fourth quarter.
Petty's fighting through screens. But Sabrina making the right read. When teams start to play her for the pass, she becomes a scorer.
Dan played in just 3 games last year as a rookie. Nice ball movement, Turner.
I like the trust here by Sandy Brondello. You don't have your point guard and Skylar Diggins-Smith on the floor. She's choosing to play through the size of Griner and Turner.
That ended a 6-0 New York run. Petty knocked it away.
We've got a ball game. The Liberty on the road, but Ionescu trying to pull it out.
This copyrighted telecast of WNBA Enterprises may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise used in any form without the express written consent of WNBA Enterprises.
It is time for tonight's Power Moments, presented by Beats. And boy, Sophie Cunningham coming up huge off the bench.
Just when Phoenix needed this burst of energy, here comes Sophie Cunningham fighting the three. She has a quick release at 6'1", so the defense is not there on the catch. She can get it off, and she did it quickly and gave Phoenix some much-needed floor spacing. But right now, the concern is that Skylar Diggins-Smith does have those 5 fouls. So how can Phoenix generate offense? I'm surprised we haven't seen more of Bria Hartley. I know she's working herself back from injury. But they're going to go with Shea Petty here running the show, and they've been working through Turner and Griner.
No, Diana Taurasi still out with the hurt ankle. Tough shot by Turner. Rebound, Beck Allen. We've had 8 ties and 12 lead changes. Ionescu to Howard with the perfect pass.
That's going to be such a beautiful combination to watch over the next few years. Sabrina Ionescu in the top to Howard.
Cunningham giving it up now to Petty. Skylar Diggins-Smith will check in at the next whistle for Phoenix.
Every time Phoenix took a drive to the baseline, something good has happened.
Laney just called for the foul. Roz Golden-Wood listening to the last New York huddle.
Guys, the New York Liberty have been inconsistent all year, but in that huddle, they were poised, they were calm, they were all eye contact, head shaking, affirmations, and focused.
And that's big, especially on the road right now. I mean, the defense that they've played is exhausting. I mean, the amount of scrambling they've had to do. So you've got to really focus in right here and execute.
Petty gets her own miss, tries to dribble out of trouble. And now a held ball. Phoenix now in the bonus for the rest of this quarter, over 4 minutes to go, and Skylar Diggins-Smith back on the floor with 5 fouls, and Benijah Laney just picked up her 5th foul for New York. Shot clock violation gives the ball over to New York, so no jump ball coming. Pam Ward, LaChana Robinson, and Roz Golden-Wood joining you, boy, in a game that I think a lot of people are going to look at this and be surprised. New York is a team, only won 12 games, had to have both LA and Washington lose on the last day to even make the playoffs, and here they are, leading. Laney, nice fake, beautiful. That was a nice fake and a better pass into Howard.
So well executed by the New York Liberty. And they were disciplined enough to work all the way through all of their cuts, force Phoenix to guard multiple actions.
Cunningham again, cuts it to 1. Where would they be without Sophie tonight? 15 for her. Whitcomb Shot clock dying for Ionescu. She's not going to get a shot off.
Going back to the offense by the Phoenix Mercury. I mean, this is just defense falling asleep. You have to run Sophie Cunningham off of the three-point line, but Sabrina Ionescu late on the closeout.
And I shorted her. That's 18 points now for Cunningham, which is a new season high, and one off her career high that she set a couple of years ago when she was a rookie. Chancy pass across court. Laney able to get a hand on it. New York up one with the ball. Allen moving to her left.
Tough bucket, but it's that size.
That's 6'2".
Shooting over a shorter Shea Petty. Rebecca Allen has been so important to the offense for the Liberty.
Diggin Smith going by Allen. Had it rim out. Big, big rebound. They're all big now. And Tasha Howard. Ionescu saw a little bit of daylight, but then Griner stopped that in a hurry. Here's Petty against Laney, who has 5 fouls. Couldn't get it to go.
I wish that Shea Petty would have invited the contact. She threw the floater up, and the floater's a nice shot to have in your arsenal, but I think you go for contact on that.
Inside 2 minutes, rimming out to Cunningham. Sophie cross court to Skyler. It goes in! Chris Paul in the house. The game's tied. And Phoenix is angry that Laney wasn't called for a foul on a physical screen. But the subsequent bucket by Ionescu gets New York back on top. Sophie, are you kidding me? Her 6th three of the night. Phoenix is up 1 with under a minute to go. Everyone on their feet. Skyler. Three-point lead. Sophie Cunningham hitting from the outside. This place is going crazy in Phoenix.
ESPN's coverage of the WNBA playoffs is presented by Google. Google, proud sponsor of tonight's closed captioning.
It is time for Anything is Possible, brought to you by Deloitte. Sabrina Ionescu has 11 assists tonight.
I mean, she's been fantastic delivering the basketball on point. Right there to Rashonda Gray. Her vision, her timing, her understanding of where her teammates are on the floor, and her confidence to deliver it has been the difference maker.
Double-double for Sabrina, 14 points and 11 assists in her first playoff game, but her team is down by 3. Long 3.
Brittany Griner got a piece of that. Great switch out by Griner.
So now Phoenix up by 3. Phoenix is in the bonus, so any foul will send them back to the line. New York, needless to say, needs a stop. Nurse with the miss. New York does have a timeout, but they're not going to take it. Laney, are you? What a game. Betnijah Laney with the 3. They elect not to take the timeout. And Betnijah Laney calmly comes up court, hits a 3 to tie it. We'll be right back. What a game here in Phoenix. They were trailing by 3, elected not to take the timeout, but they had Benijah Laney.
You would think that Benijah Laney has been in this position before. The confidence as the seconds were ticking off of the clock. She's only played in 1 playoff game in her career, and it was 2 minutes in 2015. But she told us, we are ready and willing to take on this challenge. And what a huge shot for the WNBA All-Star.
And again, her previous playoff career high was 0 points. She didn't even take a shot in that game when she was the rookie with Chicago. Another timeout taken. So 2.7 seconds left. Obviously not a lot of time, but at least they get to inbound it in their front court.
Yeah, the first thing you think about is the size of Phoenix, right? How can you get the ball up high some way to the hands of Brittney Griner or Breonna Turner?
Sophie Cunningham with a career-high 21 points, 6 of 7 from 3. Skylar Diggins-Smith leading everybody with, or her team with 22. Laney with 25 points, double-double for Ionescu with points and assists for New York. All right, here we go. Sophie Cunningham going to inbound it. Diana Taurasi in agony.
Screening action that eventually gets Turner or Griner close to the bucket.
Turner fouled! With 0.4 seconds left to go, Sammy Whitcomb commits the foul.
You knew that Phoenix was going to try to use their height advantage with limited time. The high-low game between Griner and Turner has been good. But if you're Sammy Whitcomb, you force Breonna Turner to make that shot.
One more for Turner, who is 5 of 8 from the line tonight. Got it. Timeout New York, but they only have 0.4 seconds to get a shot off. Is that enough time for New York? There you see the reset. New York will advance the basketball. Technically time for a catch and shoot. What a game this has been. Sophie Cunningham, who was terrific nailing threes in that third quarter. She's 6 of 7 from beyond the arc. Fueling her team. Benijah Laney with the game-tying 3 in the waning seconds, but then the free throw by Turner to give Phoenix the 1-point lead. The winner will advance on to the second round on Sunday. The loser goes home. Diana Taurasi out with the hurt ankle still. They hope she'll be able to play on Sunday, assuming they get that far. Laney, Howard, Whitcomb, Allen, and Ionescu coming out for New York.
There is enough time for a catch and shoot, but will New York get a clean enough opportunity to do that?
Another timeout. Phoenix does have a foul to give. So one more timeout. Again, Phoenix does have a foul to give. if New York gets the ball inbounds, but have to be smart, make sure nobody's shooting.
And they're going to have to shoot it right away, so it's not a smart foul, in my opinion.
Yeah, be a big-time gamble. Well, can't wait for Sunday now. How do we top this, everyone? Coming on Sunday, second-round games, ABC at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific, and then ESPN2 follows that. Minnesota and Seattle. Everybody, I'm sure, watching this. See which way things fall and who will play who.
What a game, and these teams are exhausted. They have left it all out on the floor.
Cunningham at 6'1", guarding the inbounds from Whitcomb.
I think you try to go back to Laney in some way if you can get it to her.
They need Ionescu. Her shot, short! And the Phoenix Mercury, in one of the most memorable playoff games that we've seen in a while, eliminate New York 83-82. And they will play Seattle on ABC on Sunday. That means Chicago will be in Minnesota for our second game on ESPN2. And to add more drama, there was some contact with Griner going out on Ionescu. No foul call.
But I think Griner played good defense there. I would not have called a foul in that situation. I think it was more momentum that carried Sabrina Ionescu down. So good no call by the officials.
Oh boy, what a finish. This New York Liberty team.
And that is what Brittany Griner did so well down the stretch, is to step out and use her length to contest those shots.
So Phoenix and Seattle, 3 Eastern time on ABC. And then Chicago, Minnesota, 5 Eastern time on ESPN2. And the semifinals coming your way starting on Tuesday in Las Vegas and Connecticut, respectively. Hey, Roz Golden-Wude, take it away.
Sky, can you describe the concentration of your team executing the defensive stop and also on offense getting that play to the score?
Yeah, obviously we knew New York was going to be a tough matchup. They were going to come out here. They were playing with house money, and I thought we had great contributions from the bench and Sophie Cunningham specifically. And you know, it's like that. It's the playoffs. It's going to come down. Nobody's trying to go home. So we're glad we were able to lock in on offense. Big free throw by Breezy and big defensive stop by Big G.
Sky, you played in the fourth quarter with 5 fouls. How were you able to still stay aggressive?
Yeah, well, you know, it just was unfortunate tonight. I got a few that I wasn't trying to pick up, obviously, and just trying to balance being aggressive for my team, help side defense in the right place, and try not to pick up that 6.
You mentioned Sophie Cunningham. How much of a lifesaver was she today?
I mean, she could shoot the basketball, and in the first half, you know, they were getting that shot, and Sophie just stepped up and stepped in and played an important role for us tonight to get this dub. But look at the X factor. I mean, we not at home. We at GCU, and they still came out and showed up for us. So on to the next round. You know how the playoffs go, survive in advance.
That was a wild game, and I noticed at the end when y'all won, very poised, very calm. Why was that the response?
It wasn't sexy. You know, we wanted to come out and have a better showing, but like I said, no matter if we win by 1 or 20, we got the dub tonight.
Thanks, Sky. Congrats.
Right on. High five.
Wow, unbelievable. I know there's so many ways to describe this game. Phoenix got out to the quick 11-point lead. New York came back and forth. Sophie Cunningham, 6 of 7 from 3. Wow.
All the draw that you could ask for. I mean, and as Skylar Dickinson said, it wasn't sexy, but it was very exciting for those of us that got to watch. I mean, and the New York Liberty should not hang their heads. That young team came in here and they put up a fight, but I have to say, this crowd was absolutely a factor in this game for Phoenix. The X factor came through for them.
Yeah, it's certainly not their usual home court, but definitely a home court advantage in this building. So Seattle is going to play Phoenix, and Chicago gets Minnesota, but a very memorable game, and I think you're right. This should propel New York into great, better things certainly next year.
Oh, 100%. I mean, this experience will stick with them until next season, but for Phoenix, they roll on.
Wow, what a game for Roscoe and Woode and China Robinson. I'm Pam Ward as we say, so long, Sophie, lighting it up from outside. Phoenix moves on. Coming up, E60. We'll see you on Sunday.